Oibo, on your mark, get set. We are ready for Jerusalem. Ay, on your marks, dun, get set, dun. What is life if we're not having fun? Hello and welcome to Coast Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo. I am your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs Amakhosi Football Club. And in today's video, we will be talking about Billiat's injury. We'll be talking about the sale of Austin Dube, or the release, or whatever that is happening with that person, poor soul. And we'll also talk about Sabelo Radebe as well. So as we're starting the video, y'all know the drill. Number one, please do make sure to smash that like button. Also make sure to leave a comment letting me know what you think about Billiat and his injury situation. What do you think about the position Kataban Dube at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment? And what do you think about Sabelo Radebe as well? Kuma comments. So khuluma nami, niggas like, and if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel as well. And also we are on Instagram. Here we are, Twitter, Facebook, everything. E-handle is the same, Coast Nation Fan TV. That's what's up. So do make sure to also remember to follow me on those handles and share the video with your friends, with everyone. I appreciate all of you for that. Now we're going to get to the video very soon. Let me just say hello to the people who've already joined, and if you're watching this after the video goes live, remember we go live every weekday at 7:30. So set your reminder. If you don't see any poster that says I'm going live at 7:30, don't worry. Sometimes it's because I come back from work late, but 7:30, the streaming time, I will be here with you each and every day. So not each and every day, Monday to Friday, weekdays that is. So welcome guys. Let's say welcome to Kosi Buisile, welcome to Kosi Spiwe, welcome to Kosi Unati, and welcome to Kosi Motebu, and welcome to Kosi Mandla. Welcome guys. We are starting the show without any further waste of time. Let me have some water because I ate something really spicy. Alright, so let's start with Indabaga Billiat. So yesterday, there was someone who asked my comment. No, in fact, this thing started at the weekend. Someone was asking, what is the story with Billiat? And Uzwan has provided the clarity with regards to what's actually going on with Billiat. And as it seems like his injury is complicated, and in Kinga they don't even know when he's expected to come back. Uzwan himself, he said, you cannot expect Billiat to be playing for Chiefs anytime soon. Now that made me also go like, oh, maybe just maybe that is why Ubasombolo was also signed like manje January, because as we talked like earlier, before few weeks ago, Ubasombolo would say at some point there was a deadlock in negotiations, a contract yake, but then Chiefs then went back again and signed him. Maybe that has to do with the fact that Billiat is injured. So in the spirit of trying to be more positive, I would say maybe Chiefs then did a good thing by ukuthi basheshe babe nomdlali ozongena kwi-position yakhe. And in the Billiat, it depends on how you look at it, right? So I have the good way and the sad way that I'm looking at it. So the good way is the fact that, well, vele sekuzoba noBasombolo in a few weeks, so that's good because second replacement yake, because Billiat wasn't going to play as a winger in any case, because right now, as we've said, Kono Sekgotha, Kono Dupre on the left, and then Gwa righty, Kona Utoli, Kona Umdu, and then Gwa left foot, Kono Mahlatsi. So in a way, vele on the sides, Billiat wasn't gonna play, and through the middle, Uzwan is trusting Caleb, and then my keep Caleb Sefa Dube. So in a way, vele right now, it also affords Dube to get the chance to play. So that's the good part to Billiat is injured, and the fact that vele in any case, unfortunately, sadly, he's not been performing well, and him and Utoli not performing well at the same time, we're already seeing the backlash that Utoli is getting for not performing. And the very thing that people will always point out Utoli or Billiat is the fact that why are you not performing, you know? So I think this just gives him a break to focus on recovering, and knowing Uti Valley contract is ending come end of June, he will just know, okay, let me just focus on my recovery and not rush this, because I know I'm leaving the Chiefs, so then I can go and play for, let me see, I don't know, Maritzburg United or whoever might want to sign with Billiat. So that's the good thing for him as a player, which he just gets this time to know Guti he's not being rushed to come back, because the last thing I want to hear is someone coming out like Onukovic saying, oh no, ngangidlaliswa sengijovile, because just like Upimenyimana, that's what happened when we're playing against Amazulu, I think Gutwa Ijovisi or something like that, so that he can be strong enough to play in a game. So Velek, it's gonna be good for him as a person, because we should also remember Guti, they are human beings. To just recover without any pressure, your good time must be quick and come back so that I can make the team. So that's the good part, and that the good part is also good to Dube gets to play as well. The only issue that I feel for Billiat Shem is that, let's just say he recovers in March, right? If he recovers in March, Ubasomboli, hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully he will be on fire. That's what I can only hope for. And if you're a Kaizer Chiefs fan, fairly, you are hoping Guti, the new signing comes in and then it sets the stage on fire, and everything is just like, oh, Basomboli. And then Dube and I does the same thing. And then we go like, oh, Dube, Snake, Rake, Billy. And then Caleb, hopefully, Nkosiam. Naye avukeke emaqandeni because of competition. So if Utoli comes back during that time, he won't get any time to play, which is okay, right? Because these three guys, sibhilda ngabo ukuthi they will be our strikers for the future. However, inkinga sekutheni, mina as a person who watched Billiat in the past 2 or 3 seasons, nani niyazi uBilliat ubeke sitakule bakwethe yedwa kwesinye isikhathi. Yes, he has had flat seasons. Yes, angpick. He has had seasons where he's been flat, but he has also had some brilliant moments where Chiefs ended up being called individual brilliance FC because of Billiat benodoli last season, especially beke ba perform bodwa nje kungadlali umuntu omunye, perform bona bawu2. And the last thing I would want is for Billiat to leave Chiefs after such a bad season. It's happening, well, he's leaving because they're not going to keep him on his salary. But it would just be refreshing if he left after having such a very good season, in a way that he doesn't live as a villain. Like, because njengamanje, people don't want to hear anything that has to do with Billiat. Some of us are hoping ukuthi perform better in your final few months and then leave the Chiefs as a club legend, being celebrated. Oh, we're losing a player, but then we understand because he's old. People are saying release, and because you know this player has fought for the team and he has tried his best at times to make sure the team performs and the team does win matches. But right now, that's not what's happening, and he is just a villain, and people will believe that because those stories fly better than when we try to say, remember njalo ukuthi Billiat has not always been bad. He has had moments where he has performed for the club, and we should also remember those things, because there are many players who leave the Chiefs. For instance, Omatoho no Katoso besebenzilisa uKatoso bezilisa before ahambe. But there were moments where it was brilliant for us. There were moments where our own strikers couldn't score goals, were too scared to take penalties, and then Katoso was scoring those penalties until he missed. But the point is, he did perform really well for us for a certain time. Matoho, the same thing, did perform. When it's time to go, it is time to go. but I don't like this thing yokuthi abadlali who were legends for us end up leaving being bad guys, and then sigcine sesibadisa. Omaluleke, they played well for us for the longest time, and then came a time where they had to leave, and then they left in that way, and all we remember is just the betrayal. So I think it's just worth noting that there are good things that can be said about almost anyone really, unless you are Hitler. So yeah, that's the thing. So I would ngifunda ama comments while I just ngoba ngiqeda khuluma ngoBilliat bathi okosimoki ola kosi Khosienso says eta kosi eta ola, and then Motebo says wishing the boy speedy recovery. Me too. Kosi Nhlahla says sanibonani. Let us remember to like the video. I like this. I should just make you a moderator, yes. I am going to make you guys a moderator manje, because niyangichaza nje. So nenza nje ama moderator. Yabona nje ama moderator. Ama moderator. Ngiyan reward for ukungicelela ama likes. Anyways, and then Ambek Security says Chiefs must give him a new contract and sell him cause he's really earning mahala. His salary can pay more than 3 Diski team players. The thing is, if you give him his contract, a new contract, who's going to sign him? Like, cause where else could Billiat go? Yabo mangatwa he's still young enough to be signed by Sundowns, then that's something else. If he was young enough, he can still go abroad, then you can give him a new contract. But right now, a contract change is to just accept ukuthi at least at the end of the year, he's gone. We close the chapter on him, and then we move on. But akukho ukuthi sithi njengamanje okay, nansi contract change, because uzothi umnikelana contract change, because what if next season again aphindele imali? Who's going to buy a player who's injury prone, right? So it would hurt the Chiefs more than it would help them. So I'd rather you lose however much that is getting paid for the next 5 months and then just part ways. Sazuguti, he's off our wage bill, and then we can pass the money to someone else. And then Usimpiwe says, I saw a 4-minute video of our new signing and I just saw another Caleb. There was that as well. There was Indabagaba Somboli, which will be wearing jersey number 21. The last person who wore that jersey was Umanyama. So our new striker is coming and is going to be wearing number 21. Number 7. We don't have a number 7 Chiefs since Kambul. Mhlambe sebeyayisabi number. Or they will become more Kambul. But I think number I'm just making it a big deal. Maybe he's wearing the 21 because there's no pressure. If you're not wearing 7, 10, 11, no one really cares. So yeah. But the video show, if you are referring to the video where he's missing chances left, right and center, it doesn't show the other chances where he scored 21 goals league and was the team yake to be promoted to the Premier League. I mean, not the Premier League, the Premier Division Zambia. So ama-stats akhe ayathembisa because of that, and ama-stats akhe the season ayathembisa. But leya video leya la advertiswa ngayo it's not promising because. But at this point, all I can do as a Kaizer Chief fan is to just hope ukuthi the guy delivers, because Sebem Sainele, he's our player. Mina, what I'm hoping for about Ubasomboli, start a tangent a bit, is that he's better than Caleb. Only Yabo at this point, that's the only thing I'm hoping for. If he is better than Caleb in one of the things, just one. Because we've talked about how poor Caleb is when it comes to aerial balls. If this guy can be just good in my aerial balls, then we know we will win more crosses, we will win more balls in the air. so ngisho ngathiwa kokunye ke ufana noCaleb, but maye ngaba ngcono kunoCaleb ngento nje yodwa, maye ngaba ngcono kunoCaleb ngokuyiposition, just one thing, abe ngcono kunoCaleb ngefinishing, one of those. Angifuni go 3, angisho ukuthi akakwazi ukuheader, akakwazi ukufinisha, akakwazi ukumove, akakwazi ukuyiposition, cha. All I'm saying it, maye ngaba nje ngcono kunoCaleb ngokukodwa, iChiefs will be a different team. That's all I'm saying. And already he's better than uCaleb ngokuthi it seems like he has a pace on him. So the fact that he has a pace is something that Caleb does not have. And if you are playing against teams that will leave spaces behind, then ama-team azoba senkingeni because unehashi ngale ku-Dupree noma usehot dolu uyagijima ngapha kwa-right mawudlalisa umtuna uyagijima naye through the middle uyagijima, so bazoba nenkinga. So valley pace, we know that he comes with it, and already by just the pace he's already kind of edging Caleb in terms of ukuthi he will be able to beat defenders for pace if Mpayzela. So I will take that any day, and I will hope with other things can also improve. Please do subscribe. I'm just looking at the subscribe button here. Please do subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Let me read another comment that says, don't forget to smash the like button. Yes, Unati, don't forget to smash the like button. Angazi nokuthi ama-moderator enzani kwi-channel, but ngizoku-add nje as a moderator because wow, this is what I do now. So okay, siqhubeke siye ku uSihle Skelemot Nkosi. And then Moses Sizo says, evening Nkosi, I was late for the stream. What's happening with Billiat? Billiat is injured and Uzwane doesn't even know when he's coming back. So that's a problem because he says he's still waiting for a report from coach, Udogotela, and even in the past few weeks, Billiat wasn't anywhere to be seen, and they're saying don't expect him anytime soon. And anytime soon would be even the end of Feb. Billiat will only come back mid-March, end of March, and that's already April, May season siphelile. So that's what's happening. And then Vincent says Basomboli better do well than our former player Lebo Manyama, because the previous owner of that jersey was doing wonders. Yeah, and Umanyama Shem, this is what our management should just think about as well, because remember ukuthi uManyama ku-Chiefs uke waperforma namas. Oh, this was Nukovic. Yeah, that was Nukovic, right? But uManyama and I did. No, Nukovic was this. This was Manyama, I think. Yeah. So he did wonders until he got injuries, which was a thing very imhlupa before. So I think it should be something that we consider every time we sign a player ukuthi umdlali akekho injury prone, because the last thing you want is a player ozofike perform and then after 2 weeks uyalimala and then is not available for 6 weeks. I just hope he's not that player, Shem. I really hope he's not that player, because intebula lumanyama ama-injury ambulela umanyama ama-injury singakusho sikushoyo, but ama-injury ambulela umanyama. And then Titus Diwayo says yes, problem is not the coach, because uzwane uthanda kuchinjwa indawo zindlala abantu. I don't understand. Yes, problem is not coach, because Zwane uthanda ukuchinja indawo zindlala abantu andlaliso konamba. Okay, I understand. Can you please rephrase the question? Mugi says we definitely need someone better than Caleb, even slightly better than Caleb. I can work with that. And then Kosentlantla says, I really hope that Basomboli hits the ground running. The team needs him, and this would be a fantastic way for him to introduce himself to the Kosi Nation. I just hope Uguti, as he will be attending games and seeing how much the fans do and expect from players, especially Ukele, because if Ukele plays this weekend and it doesn't perform well, then all of a sudden uzobe sesenkingeni, because abantu bazoqala manje ba react to Caleb, and if abantu beqala be react to Caleb, if Basomboli looks at him and like ngine-scheme engizosidla la, but at the back of his mind he will also think ukuthi if I fumble then the same fate awaits me, and once he start thinking like that then uzobe sesenkingeni. So I just hope ukuthi all this time while he's waiting to make his debut, while they are processing his visa yakhe, it doesn't get to his head ukuthi oh my god, I might actually mess up and end up being hated by these fans. I feel bad for Billiat. It will be difficult for him to convince the team to give him another contract. I think he's just accepted the fate yakuthi he's going. I mean, ukusayina kaBasomboli, ukupronyotha kwaDube nomdu, it's all pointing at Tenny, you are gone, you know. So yeah. And then the football will tell the 42-year-old former Swallows striker James Chamanga has more goals than Basomboli in the Zambian Premier League this season. So this guy is not make sure uhlulwa naye ekhehle Zambia. Hawu Jesu. Ungistresselani. Football world, we did say this video namhlanje we are trying to be positive, yeah? We are trying to be positive and say everything a positive nge-Chiefs. Why uzositshela ukuthi there is a 42-year-old man who's scoring more goals than Basomboli? Awusiyaka. We're trying to be positive, but why uzofuna ukungidepress ebusuku? Udlalela average team, that's what I will say. He was playing for an average team, so I will defend him on that and hope it does well. So Sipho Zonke says Tebe performed well last game. He deserves to be back on the starting lineup because umshini abazimisele, and let's hope new striker will give us something. Well, the best striker will probably play mid-Feb unless Chiefs miraculously finds a visa and a permit for him in the short period of time. But indaba yele starting lineup so ikhuluma kahle kusasa, think, or Saturday igame idlala ngesonto, right? So azokhuluma kahle nge-starting 11. Sihle sikelema ukuthi uzodlala neni Basomboli. Let's hope uzosombulula ingxaki zethu. That's a good one, Basomboli. Okay, let's move on to indaba kaDube. So this thing vele has been going on for a long time, indaba kaDube, because uDube, we've been talking about him ukuthi he has no place with Chiefs right now. Not because like City he sucks, the fact that Chiefs signed a left back and turned that left back into a footballing ngihlekisa i-comment manje kanhlahle ubuka lento ka-football world yokuthi ubuka lento ka-football world ukuthi uthi kunekhehle na 42 former solo striker angingathi khehle. There's a player who's 42 who's outscored Basomboli. Miya ku-football world cela simyekeni football world uzosimoshela imuthi ebusuku uzama ukujabulela i-striker thina anemiyeke. Anyways, mbuyelela ekutheni the fact that the Chiefs signed Dube and then made him play as a left-footed centre back. The fact that Uzwane, while Dube was there, he started by playing Ufros like left back, and then after Ekona Jalene left-footed centre back, and Ningata he's not a left back because anyone he could have played him as a left back and just made sure Gutiena he tucks into midfield and it doesn't attack because akekho vele mnandi going forward that much, but uzok defendel. So work rate yakhe would have been much better than Uhlandi. So he can still do what Uhlandi does, or he can just play as a left-footed centre back and then Dube dlale kwa left. But it just shows ukuthi Uzwane has no confidence in him. Ebadlaleni bethu bonke abakhona kwi-Chiefs, the players abangakaze badlale kwi-Chiefs this season, it's only him, because no matter who seke wadlala, it's only him at this point. Umuntu engaze ngimbone edlala, I think it's just only him, because I'm not sure about Radebe noma wadlala kwi-Makofi Cup. But if you look at that, then ukuthi if a player hasn't played that much at all, it then tells you what he was supposed to leave all along. And with the signing at Ditlokwe, another left-footed centre back, June, it tells you that Velu Dube does not have a place at Chiefs. And there were rumors that said what's this thing? Richards Bay FC wanted him back, and he wanted to stay with Chiefs, I guess, fight for his position because it's a new era and stuff like that, because he did play at some point last season, so maybe thought he would stay, fight for his position and stuff like that, but then it just hasn't happened for him this season. So apparently I heard ukuthi his representatives have been told to find him a new team, and we have 5 days before the transfer season, the transfer window close. In fact, unless they do business ngama weekend, we literally have 2 business days left before the transfer window closes. So if they are trying to get him out now in January, they better do it fast, because our teams know ukuthi Chiefs, if he Richards Bay, for instance, in phone, they are not really in a rush of signing a defender. They are doing well defensively, right? So they're not in a rush. They can wait until June. And then when June comes, who's going to be under pressure? Chiefs. Because the Chiefs will know the clock is coming in and they don't use Dube. So what will they do? Instead of waiting for someone to buy him, we remember what happened with Akai. They released all the other players, and then when it came to Akai, they were like, ish, if you wanna buy him, we can sell him to you. No one came, and then they released him, and then a team picked him up like a few weeks later. So it tells you Guti, teams know Guti Chiefs, if they want Dube, I mean, no one's gonna buy him, no one's gonna get him on a loan. It's highly unlikely. So rather wait for the end of the season where Chiefs is under pressure, wait for them to release him, and then once they do release him, then you can just go sign him on a free. So it's logical from a business sense, unless kuna team that desperately need a defender right now, in which case they can just go get him on a loan and then survive the rest of the season. So Dube is definitely leaving the Chiefs. So sesingasho nje into eningi. So yeah, let me go back to our comments. By the way, as I said before, I am on Twitter. For those of you who have Twitter, I'm also on Facebook, Coordination Fan TV. I am also on Instagram, Coordination Fan TV. So please follow those accounts to grow the other platforms as well, so that we can feed into this family and grow the channel. Thank you so much for that, and also the likes. Thank you. Siqhubeke the football world uyabuya futhi uzosimoshela imoto. Umthetho Sosibo says Coordination right. Uthi football world inhlanhla mana, go check Zambian Premier League top goal scorers. James Chamanga is number 2 in the leading goal scorer chart, with Basomboli 6 as just 4. And if you remember, you will remember former solos James Chamanga if you've been following the game. Football world, siyeke ngama stats, uzostressa asifuni thina into ezostressa njengamanje. We are just trying to be hoping for the good, ukuthi uzoperforma lo mdlali. Musuke usitshela ukuthi uyaboza, siyacela, siyanxusa, please man. Vincent said, let me start by blaming our management by not breaking the bank to go for quality players. The sale of Dube, I think we can use his money to buy Opus. Mina ngeke ngiblame management namhlanje. Yabona namhlanje ngeke ngisho lutho negative ngeChiefs. Kuzothiwa ngu-negative Nancy. Ngeke ngisho nje lutho ngemanagement, isengiblame kakhulu ya management. Into engizoyisho njengamanje ukuthi let me be an optimistic person and say, no, Chiefs did not break the bank because they are saving for June. No, Chiefs did not break the bank because they are trying to buy a women's team. I'm just going to be positive today and leave it there. I'm not defending them. And then Usubu says, Panpilo, Dube, they didn't give him a chance. I still think Yana Nongobu Bengenza center back pairing entle kabi. No, it's true. I don't disagree with you, Nasbu. At this point, if I was with Dube, ngaba ngiphathekile kahle? Yes. Was he given a chance? Definitely not. Do I think that's fair? No, because baningi abantu abaningi ama chance this season and they botched them, whatever. You have Mahlatsi, who's never played and then was given a chance against Arrows, were performer-ish, but then the second game was. So it makes you question what if Umdlali is not even making it to the starting 11 because yini leyo coach ayibonayo ukuthi wena u deserve ngisho ukuba sebenchini season yonke yabo, because khona ibench labadlali who make it to match day and then khona labadlali abanga travel na travela nje ukuthi cha wona hlala nje Soweto thina siyahamba siyodlala. You understand? So I don't know what is it that he doesn't have that Uzwane that makes Uzwane goes, I'm not even gonna look at you, because that's the case. He's not even been given a chance, and that's really where I will stop, because angifuni ukuthi ngiqale kuthiwa ngixaka uZwane namhlanje. Ngizoyishiya lapho nje ngithi it is what it is. It's unfair, but sekwenzakalile. Vincent Alumwane says, because remember Sithebe and Matt, both of them are not defensive midfielders. Katsando was doing the thing for Matt, Etsekokun and Makaulu was doing dirty work for Sithebe, so we need Blom's replacement. In Abisek, are we willing to spend that money? Do we think we are covered? And the person who can answer that is the management. Because I will say this, and I've said this again, isn't they show at Azwane Gwi media? They are not necessarily exactly his opinions. We know this. He can say we are okay in midfield, but that does not mean we are okay in midfield. That does not mean he believes that we're okay in midfield or believes that we're okay in midfield. He will say we're okay in midfield because he's been told that there is no budget to strengthen midfield. And as we've seen in history over and over again, coaches like Abo Mourinho, they started calling out Manchester United for not making signings. How did that end? It ended up with them being fired. Coaches like Abo Scott Parker just recently with Dortmund, or Tuchel with Chelsea, when I was talking about certain things that are not being done well by the new management, they end up getting fired. We know this. Or Coach Bakala, if and when coaches start going publicly against their team, you know it's the beginning of the end. You know, even Namanje, you have coaches like Klopp tiptoeing around the fact that instead of saying the management does not want to back me, he will say, no, we can't compete. We don't have the kind of money. But that does not mean he does not want to sign someone. But because he won't say FSG sucks. No, them downs suck. He will just work with what he's given and then do it. That's all. That's literally all he can say, because if you start saying anything else about your employers, then you're just calling a sack. So just try and work with what you have and do it. So do we need a replacement Blom? 100%. Do we want to spend? Management will tell you that, and they will give you their reasons. But like namhlanje. And then the football world says, anyway, I'm just saying Pelo, but Steve once said stats are the bikini, they reveal nothing. I masingalalelo Steve compare ezinye izinto abayisho nje zenza sense. Well, they do make sense, but if you think about it, a bikini, it reveals a lot of things. It's true though. Now that you get me thinking this, I'm live and you're making me process this information. I remember very well a quote Steve Compella when he said, "Ama stats I pick in, they don't reveal anything, but ama stats they reveal enough for umuntu o desperate no khala ukuthi yini manje le agcine books agcine exactly like umuntu ubona umuntu egqoka ibikini and khamisa umuntu, then they think that's a wife. then they go after that person ukuthi that's a wife because umbone egqoka ibikini. At the end of the day, they don't even know that person really that well, and at the end of the day they find out ukuthi I know uyithandela nje ukugqokela amabikini nasebaleni lomuntu akusuye unkosikazi ngempela. And it's the same thing that will happen with if dependa kuma stats kuphela ukuthi okay sibonile ukuthi ukora amagoli amangaka and then we bring him, he's not a player, he's just someone who scores from time to time in a weak league maybe, and then it seems like he's a good player. So I think that is why they bring these players for ama trials and then see ukuthi ama stats abo ayibhikini engavezi konke, but seeing them perform at Naturena, they will then say, oh okay, he's good enough, and then sign him. Ngaze ngablabharisho yezo ngabe bengithinje nangu uncooks mabasa ethi Coast Nation ngaze ngale today. You can always rewind because you can always go to the beginning after the show. Yeah, but welcome, thank you for joining us. And then the other player that I want us to talk about is Sabelo Radebe, another player who hasn't played, guys, this season, because I know Sabelo Radebe mnandi, as Sabelo Radebe munandi. In me, initially, I always thought Umshini was a better player than almost every player from a development yet. Hey, but Mangbo Radebe, man, unengi pass lo mfana man. Ayo Radebe mnandi Radebe, yazi Radebe munandi Radebe, but manje inkinga ukuhlala kwakhe ebenchini kumlimaza ngempela Radebe ukuhlala ebenchini. You can't have a player of his quality on the bench. You'd rather loan him out or even sell him with a buyback clause ukuthi okay somthenga back, because if ngempela uhlalise uSabelo Radebe mfethu ebenchini, akenzi lutho akakwenzeli lutho, and he's just there in your team, he's just there. So I think istory sakhe sihamba kanje, sithi uRadebe what's this thing, there was an option for him to go to, I think it's Stellenbosch on a loan, and then he wanted to stay and fight for his place, which clearly wasn't a good idea. So he stayed and tried to fight for his place. The results are in, and it's clear Uguti he hasn't won his place. So then what happened next is the fact that there's still a possibility Uguti might still go to Stellenbosch on a loan, because uhlele benchini bathong, we all see that. So I just hope again ukuthi this thing can get finalized now, ahambe ayothola game time abuye somdlali, because I feel like this is one of the things that have been said in development ye Chiefs ukuthi we have a lot of these players that get promoted to the senior team, mabefika ku senior team abasadlali, and then they just end up running out i-contract yabo iphele ne Chiefs, and then no one else signs them because bebehlele benchini all along with Chiefs, and no one actually got to see how good they were after MDC, and then they leave the team, and then uzwa sekuthiwa bajoine some SAP team or something, and then you never hear of them again. And I think that's just a sad thing, a really, really sad thing. So yeah, kubuhlungu, but let me know what you guys think about Sabelo Radebe. Do you think he should go out on a loan? Do you think Dube should just be released now, or release cost imali? What do you think about Dube, I mean, because only Usbu has commented about Usbu Uguti it's not fair because he was never given a fair shot. So do let me know down in the comment section below. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you again tomorrow at 7:30. Set your reminders, don't forget. And until next time, remember, equals al pelumoy. Dun 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 dun.